Hello, I'm Jack Taylor, and this is part 10 of Imagine Christmas. Today we're going to talk about Caleb. And people come and go from our lives. You realize this especially at Christmas when you start writing cards or wrapping gifts or setting the family table. Some people last longer in our lives than others, and they have an impact on us. Caleb is one of those long lasting people. We're introduced to Caleb in Numbers chapter 13. He's the leading representative of the tribe of Judah. And remember, Judah is the family and the bloodline through which the Messiah will come. Now, some of us are tired this Christmas season. We're worn out by all the challenges. We're no longer wholeheartedly engaging in overcoming what is ahead. And Caleb might help us with that. Because the wonder of the Christmas story is that it includes all nations and all generations. From babies to seniors, we've got followers of God who embrace the grand narrative that he is living out through his people. And when we meet Caleb, he has come out of Egypt with the 2 million other Hebrew slaves. He has spent time at Mount Sinai hearing God give the 10 Commandments to Moses. He's wandered through the desert until he's reached the borderlands. And he and 11 others are sent to spy out the land. They see it's good, but they also see powerful people with gods that have large fortified cities. And 10 of the spies say it's impossible to go forward. Only Joshua and Caleb say, we should go and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. We all need people like that. We have enough of the other. But the others rile up the people, saying, we're just like grasshoppers before these monsters who live there. And fear overcomes the people, and God sends them for 40 years of wandering in the wilderness until a whole new generation arises to take on the risks. You ever feel like God has given you a time out to think about a choice you've made or a decision you might have made differently? You ever give in to fear and then take several steps back while you're trying to regain that courage again? Maybe you feel like a nothing, a nobody, a helpless victim in front of all that is around you. Maybe you need a blood transfusion from someone like Caleb, because courage seems to bubble through his veins. Seriously, when it looks bad, get in touch with someone who can give you a big picture of life and how to overcome the challenges. Look especially to someone who may be older and experienced in the challenges of life, a person of faith. This kind of courage is what we will expect of the Messiah when the Christmas story comes to pass. Well, Caleb and Joshua are the only two who survived the 40-year trek around the wilderness. And once Jericho is conquered, the armies face off the rest of the untaken territories. And after those battles are finished, Caleb approaches Joshua. And he says, I was 40 years old when I brought back a good report about the land, and the Lord told Moses to give me the land that I walked on. And while others fell and failed to fear, I followed God wholeheartedly. And God has kept me alive for 45 years since then. And he says, I am as strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as vigorous to go out to battle now as I was then. Can you imagine this at 85? Now give me this hill country that the Lord promised me that day. So Joshua blesses Caleb, and he gives this 85-year-old the land to conquer. Caleb gets it because he followed the Lord wholeheartedly. Now this Christmas might be a good time to connect with a few of our seniors to find out how they faced their battles, how they chose to follow God wholeheartedly. Maybe you could connect with them through some technology, teach them even, bond, and help them reach out to the people that they care about. That may be a territory they still can conquer. In the Christmas story, centering around Jesus, we see two seniors who have been wholeheartedly following God and waiting for the fulfillment of his promises. Simeon is in his last years. Anna may be 91 or older. When baby Yeshua is presented at the temple, these two seniors celebrate because they have stayed wholeheartedly in touch with what God was doing. So Caleb, Simeon, and Anna, they provide a great challenge to those of us who are ready to give in to fear. They remind us of the importance of looking beyond the current circumstances to the one who controls those circumstances, and to the one who promises to work out all things for the good of those who love him. A few verses after that promise, we read this: "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." Wow, talking about love. Join me tomorrow as we look at the key love story with which Christmas is kept alive. God bless you.